All right. Week 10 of live chat. Let's go. Never thought we'd make it this far, guys. I don't know if you all have been following along all season, but 10 weeks in a row of doing a live stream. Yeah, I think the most I ever did last season was 2 or 3 live streams, not consecutively. So pretty stoked that we got up to 10. Hopefully we're going to keep it going. I hope you guys are having a good start to the year with January wrapping up. And I am stoked for February. I feel like January flew by. January was a much better month than December with snow and everything. So hopefully February can keep on delivering. It looks like we got a storm rolling in this weekend. So pretty stoked about that. It's supposed to start snowing tomorrow. And I think it's going to snow all the way through Saturday here, it looks like. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and drop them in. Also, let me know where you're tuning in from if you're dropping in to the chat tonight. And let me know what the weather's like in your area of the country, your neck of the woods. Also, let me know if you guys are watching football. If you watched last week's live stream, pretty upset about how Sunday ended up. I'm a Ravens fan. I'm from Baltimore originally, if you guys don't know. And yeah, the Ravens dominated pretty much every team they played all season long. And then for some reason, it all just fell apart last Sunday. They never ran the ball. They couldn't get protection against Lamar. And the defense didn't show up for the whole first half of the game. So anyway, that's enough football talk unless you guys want to chat football. But this is a snowboarding channel, so we're going to talk about snowboarding mostly. Medium of Medium says, don't take all the snow from us here in Colorado. I'll say the same to you. Don't take any from us. It seems like a bunch of storms this season have kind of swooped past us underneath or just north of us. And you guys have gotten some goods when we got some scraps, it seemed like. So I hope that's not the case this time around. But yeah, hopefully we won't take it all away from you. Hopefully we'll get an even spread across Colorado and Utah and out west too. It would just be nice if everybody got hammered in Colorado and Washington. So that would be nice. At home literacy chiming in. That's the wifey. Yeah, I'm a bachelor tonight, guys. My wife is away on work right now on a work trip in Baltimore, Maryland. Speaking of Baltimore, I was just talking about the Ravens. So nice to see you, babe. I hope you had a good flight and hope it was smooth. Hope you got checked into the hotel okay. You texted me and said that you got there, so that's good. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, babe. By the way, Arthur went down like an angel, sound asleep. But he did say mama a couple times, so he misses his mom. And we got Medium of Media chiming in saying, oh yeah, freshies, everyone. Sweet. Yep. Yeah, it's been a minute for some fresh snow. I didn't ride much this past week. I got out over the weekend and it was pretty firm, but it warmed up a bunch the last few days here. So I'm sure there were some good like spring conditions riding. I wasn't able to get out. I've been working pretty hard on a video that's going to drop probably Monday. Yeah, I got a sponsored video that I'm working on that's taking up a little bit more of my time than I'd like right now. That's why I missed an upload on Monday. I was hoping to upload that Monday, but yeah, it's a long story, so I just won't get into that. But I haven't ridden as much as I'd like to in the past week. I'll say that much. I'm probably going to get out tomorrow, maybe Thursday, or sorry, tomorrow is Thursday, maybe Friday or Saturday as well. Probably 2 of those 3 days, but I haven't decided which 2 yet. So chime in if you guys are local and you're riding in the next 3 days. Let me know, and maybe I'll try to send it wherever you guys are going to be. Yeah, Red, our hometown Ravens did not show up. They certainly didn't. No, that was a bit of a bummer. Yeah, the wife and I watched the game, and my mom came over. She's a local as well, and we were all pretty disappointed in our hometown. But it is what it is. Yeah, now I just got to root against the Chiefs, I suppose, and then get excited for Orioles season. And supposedly a Major League Baseball team is coming to Salt Lake, so that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll get to see my Orioles every once in a while if they come here, even though I don't really follow sports all that much. When I lived in Baltimore, I followed baseball and NFL a lot more than I do now. But yeah, oh, Red Nose. Yeah, I heard this from my brother too. It sounds like the Orioles are finally getting sold. They've had an owner, Angelos family, since the early 90s, and they have done a terrible job managing the team. They don't want to put any money into the team. So hopefully the Orioles are getting sold to what sounds like a really good potential buyer who is like a Baltimore local and really into baseball, and potentially Cal Ripken could be part of the ownership. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, I'm glad you know about that, Red. That's sick. I think I missed a comment. Media, no worries, man. It takes a lot of work to this. Yeah, it does, definitely. And I've been putting a little extra effort, a little extra polish into this sponsored video. It's a kind of a big sponsorship for me. One of the biggest I've had so far. And there's like a little bit of a process back and forth with them in communication that's taken a while too. So that's kind of delayed the video too. But I'm stoked on it. I can't wait to drop it. I think you guys are going to really like this one. Yeah. Rick Kinzer, what's up? He says, Northwest snow is kind of sucking home mountain, Crystal Mountain. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are getting a ton of rain, or you've had a bunch of rain, it sounds like, that's just washing everything away, which is really sad to hear. Yeah, there's like nothing worse for snow season than rain. I mean, I'd even argue lack of precipitation and just like drought is better than rain, because maybe you could potentially make snow, at least in some places, but rain just kills everything. At least that's what I've heard is going on in the Northwest right now. Brooks Ellie, thanks for joining the chat. Says, what's your favorite resort for Saturday POW Day? Snowbird, Solitude, Brighton. I'd say now that they've got the parking system, if you can get a parking reservation for Brighton, Brighton's the move on Saturdays. It's not that crowded, especially the first half of the day. I posted a video a few weeks back that I shot on MLK weekend, Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, which is usually the busiest weekend of the year. And by like 9:30, the parking lot was still half empty. It filled up by like 10:30, I'd say, maybe 11. And the lifts were uncrowded until like 11 o'clock. So that's kind of where it's at. You got to be on it the day before if you're going to go Saturday. If you get on the parking reservation system at 8 a.m. Friday or 2 p.m. Friday, and just keep like refreshing the parking, you might get lucky. And if you can get lucky and nab a spot, I'd say that's the move for a Saturday. Yeah, especially for Powder Day. Solitude's, yeah, just going to be crowded because of the unlimited icon. Bird will probably be pretty crowded too. Depending on how heavy the storm hits Friday, Little Cottonwoods Road could be pretty messed up. But I don't think it's supposed to be that heavy of a storm. So there might not be crazy road closures, but I would do Brighton if you can get a parking spot. If you can't do parking spot, I'd say the Bird probably, but make sure you get up early. Yeah. Red says, are we still paying Albert Bell? I don't know. That's a good question. Mark Torres says, told myself I'd take a break this weekend, but was able to get Brighton parking passes. There we go. Sweet. So yeah, be like Mark, get a parking reservation. It's hard to say no if you do. Yeah, there was like a week ago, I was online just like trying to get parking, even though I wasn't planning to ride Brighton, just to see if I could get it. And Salika was like, what are you doing? Like, you're not planning on riding, so why are you trying to get parking? And I was like, well, it would be nice to have the option. And then I think I did get parking, and then of course I either ended up going or I really wanted to. I mean, it's very tempting to take advantage of that. But it's nice that it's only Friday through Sunday for parking reservations now. Red says, congrats on the new sponsorship. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's going to be 2 videos actually. So really stoked on that. The first one's dropping in the next few days, Monday the latest. And then the other one will probably drop later in February. So yeah, I'm stoked on that. That's really helped out the channel. Just making ends meet this season. AdSense has not been paying what it did last year or the years before for whatever reason from YouTube ad revenue. So you're going to see a few more sponsored videos coming in. I hope you guys don't mind, but they are literally helping keep the channel alive because we were kind of close to being on life support a few times this season until some big sponsorships came through. So I'm very, very grateful for that. If you guys run any small companies or know any companies that might want to sponsor some videos, definitely hit me up. But I'm also, I want to say as a side note, I'm also trying to keep integrity going with that. You know, I'm not going to just sell out to any company that throws any money. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I won't name any names. There's certain brands out there that are not from a snowboarding background. And it seems they're just trying to capitalize on making money in the ski and snowboard world. And so I will not most likely support those companies. And some companies have reached out to me and I've had to say, look, I'm sorry, I'm not interested because I want to support quality companies and I want to support quality people behind those companies as well. Anyway, that was a little sidebar, sorry. Medium of Life says the quality of your videos are top notch and super inspirational. Thank you, dude. That's awesome to hear. I love it. Yeah, that's part of the progression that is board progression, right? Like in my early 40s, I don't know how much more my actual writing is going to progress. I hope it'll continue to progress, but at least I can say, like, without doubt, the quality of my content, I think, is going up and is continuing to progress. I hope that's the goal, but it's the goal for everything, all areas of life, all areas of the channel, to be constantly progressing. Because if you don't, it just gets really boring. And what's the point of living if we're not improving? So thanks. That means a lot, dude. You also said never made it to a live stream before and just wanted to tell you. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that, dude. That's really cool to hear. So yeah, thank you. Brooks Ellie says, awesome. Went to Brighton today for the first time. It was fun. Awesome. Thanks for insight. Been watching all your vids to get an idea of resorts. Cool. Love to hear that. Did you have a favorite lift or a favorite area that you got to ride, Brooks? I'm curious to know what you thought about Brighton, more specifically, if there was anything that stood out to you. Excuse me. What else we got here? SBF says, are Utah's temps really high? They were pretty high right now. If you mean in general, usually no, they're not. I wouldn't say it's like frigid cold though. I'd say it's usually generally pretty cold, but like say in the valley in Salt Lake during the winter, it's usually in the mid 30s, sometimes 40s. But like today, I think it got up to 60. So that was pretty warm. We're talking Fahrenheit, of course. And usually up in the mountains, it's colder. There are some stretches here and there where we get a warm front coming in, and it's warm like it is today in the valley. But generally speaking, in the mountains, average winter day from like January through March, I'd say it's either like in the mid to low 20s, unless it's super windy and the wind chill is like below that. Or the highs usually get up to like high 30s in the mountains. But yeah, it's pretty warm right now. At Home Literacy says a coworker said they are talking about adding a toll booth to Little Cottonwood at the base of the canyon, ? Yeah, I've heard that rumor as well. I don't know if that's a solution or not. I mean, I guess it's going to limit the traffic going up a little bit. So maybe if they did that and then, they allowed employees or residents free access to drive up with like a permit or something, maybe that would make sense. She says, just read an article that said the toll could be $20 to $30 a car. I hope not. If it is, then, man, yeah. It would definitely make people reconsider taking the bus and carpooling. Certainly something right now should change. I don't think the gondola is the solution. But if it was $20 to $30 a car, it's going to make like thumbing a ride up a lot more popular for hitchhiking and carpooling in general, I guess. And the bus system, if they beef up the bus system, but of course they're not. They didn't this season, so I don't know why they will if they haven't already, but maybe they'll beef up the bus system. That's the biggest thing, right? If the bus system was running like every 15 minutes like it used to, then it would be way more enticing to actually use. I also used to live a lot closer to a bus stop than I do now, so that also makes it a little bit less appealing. But if that happens, man, I'm going to have to do something. Medium of Media says riding is awesome too. Sorry, man. No, you don't need to apologize. He's just referencing what he said about the quality of the videos being top notch. Yeah, no, that wasn't like directed at you or anything. That was just more me, I don't know, speaking my inner thoughts. So good to hear that the riding's awesome. Thanks. But I always want it to be better, right? I think we all do. There's definitely a lot of places it could be better. Ferb Jr., what's up, dude? It's good to see you in the chat. How's life on the farm with the goats? Ferb says Snake Creek has the goods at Brighton. Yeah, Snake Creek is super fun. I love all areas of Brighton, though. I mean, Snake Creek has really good trees. That's kind of like the go-to zone on the mountain if you want to ride trees. But Great Western has epic views and a little bit more vertical, a little bit more steepness to it. And then Millie has amazing side hits and just top to bottom, like a playground of features to jump off of. And yeah, I love the whole area. And then everything between, super fun. It says 60 here in Boise too. Bogus felt like spring snow last weekend. I bet. Just being outside today, I was taking Celica to the airport, and it felt like it was springtime. It was weird. I was starting to get like that feeling you get like at the end of the season, like things are winding down and you're like, oh, should I start to get ready for like summer? It was just a little bit of that, which was strange to have on January 31st. But yeah, hopefully we don't have any more of that for a while with the storm rolling in and hopefully cold temps stay, so we can build up that base a little bit more. Same thing with you guys up in Boise. Hopefully you guys can get some snow and have some cold temps, keep it around. At Home Literacy says the article said it actually going to be above white pine to keep trails free. Oh, okay. They're also looking to add it to big cottonwood. That's interesting. I guess that makes a little more sense. If you guys don't know, white pine is like about 2/3 of the way up the canyon before you get to Snowbird. So, that'd be interesting. I wonder how many people would drive halfway up. I mean, I'll probably have signs at the bottom, but people don't pay attention to signs, right? I wonder how many people would drive up with their ski gear and all that and then come to the toll and be like, oh, crap. And then they'll probably just pay it anyway. Maybe that's part of the plan too, rather than have people at the bottom decide to turn around and go like to big or something. But if they're going to add it to big too, potentially, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, I don't love that, but times have got to change somehow, right? Yeah. Although to me, it does seem like the parking reservation system at Brighton and Solitude has helped with traffic. I don't know. If you guys have had different experiences with that, chime in and let me know what your experience has been like if you've gone to Big Cottonwood. Yeah. And Red, do you guys have any parking issues or like traffic problems going up to Bogus or other places up there? I'm guessing not. But yeah, I'd like to know. Flacky says got back on the board after 12 years. Congrats, man. Glad to hear you back on. The 8 years before that, I got 80 plus days a year at the Bird. Wow. I miss that life living in the flatlands. What flatlands are you in right now? Yeah, I'm curious to know where you're at. Your channel was a big inspiration to ride again. Dude, that's so cool. I love hearing that. Thank you, man. That's so great to hear. I mean, I think a lot of us go through that journey, right? Like I went through a big chunk of my life where I wasn't snowboarding, I wasn't skateboarding, and I got back into it in my 30s. I think I technically was still snowboarding because I went once a season every year throughout like my 20s and 30s, but I like rekindled that passion and started riding a lot more around 35. So I can relate to that. That's awesome to hear, though. I'm glad that I'm helping you get back on the board. Really, dude, I can't. It sounds cliche, but that really is like why we do it, and it means more than you know to know that that helps inspire people like you. So I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you got the love and passion back and it's stronger than ever. Yeah, very cool, dude. Devin Sullivan says, hey, finally able to make a stream. Nice. Thanks for being here, man. How have you been? I've been good. Yeah, it's hard to believe the season's kind of half over, right? Like it doesn't feel like it because we had sort of a slow start to it, but I guess end of January, start of February is sort of like the unofficial midpoint of the season. But yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, working on a few videos that are cooking right now and hoping to branch out of the Cottonwoods very soon, either to Park City or Snow Basin. And I want to get up north a little further to Nordic Valley and Cherry Peak and maybe even Idaho. Visit the in-laws and get some shred on at the same time. But thanks for asking. How have you been, Devin? Thanks for making it in. I hope the time and dates of the time and day of the live stream isn't keeping people away. I wonder sometimes if the 8 p.m. Wednesday night is the best for people, but you can't please everybody, right? It works well for me because we put Arthur to bed at like 7, and then I hop on the live stream right after. Now that Celica's away tonight, it was like, okay, put Arthur to bed at 7:45 and run and jump in the chair for the live stream. So it was a challenge, but we did it, and we got 10 weeks in a row here. So I'm glad you made it for the 10th. The 10th is a big milestone for me. Ferb Jr. says things are good on the farm, getting ready for farmers market season. Sweet. Awesome, dude. I imagine you probably won't be at any farmers markets down here in Salt Lake, but if you were, I would love to check it out. That's awesome, man. Red says generally not, but this year, talking about traffic and parking issues in Boise, we did have a few weekends where lots were full and carpooling was highly encouraged. All about timing on when you head up during storm weekends. Yeah. Same as down here. Makes sense. I feel like this season, though, down in Salt Lake, the traffic hasn't been as bad as it was last year. And that's refreshing, honestly. There's still a lot of season left to go, so things could get bad, but I feel like so far traffic and crowds haven't been what they were last year or the year before or the year before that even. It just feels like since COVID, it's just been a snowball of getting worse and worse. And now this year, to me, it just seems like, okay, we can at least catch our breath a little bit on that. So hopefully crowds continue to get less. Eric Van der Erms, dude, what's up? Good to see you in here. Eric made a nice cameo as a writer and as a filmer in the last video, helping me up at Brighton. That was awesome. Bumped into him, I think at the top of Crest, right? Yeah. And we ended up taking a few laps together, and he was kind enough to hold the camera. I was rocking solo that day, testing the Vans Infuse boots. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's doing well too. And I told Eric, I was like, I don't even know if I'll post this because I didn't get a ton of content that day, but it worked out. So thanks again, dude. Although I forgot to color grade the last section when I'm standing in front of this background, which bugs the heck out of me. But yeah, good to see you, man. Hyped for some snow this weekend. I am too. Jacob says got a PC local pass, but I still haven't been yet. Oh, wow. I think I'm going to make the drive tomorrow. Now, when you say a PC local pass, that's just like the Epic local pass, right? That's the only local pass that they offer, I think. I'm curious to know, is that pretty affordable? I've heard it's only like $500 or $600 or something like that. I'm thinking about getting it next year. That's why I'm asking. Why haven't you gone up there? I wonder. Thinking about making the drive tomorrow. Is it far? Are you like not that close, Jacob? Yeah, I'm surprised you got that, but haven't used it yet. Can I use it if you're not going to use it? Yeah, we haven't been up to Park City yet this season, but I'm trying to get up there soon with the connection from my homie Mike, who can get some day passes, I believe. Camera Boy, what's up? He says 30 plus years of alpine skiing. Was getting bored. Just started teleskiing 2 weeks ago. Okay. Feels like learning to walk again, but progressing each day. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's what it's about. Just learning new stuff. And it's kind of good to do something that you suck at, right? And try to get good at it. Yeah, I've never tried teleskiing, but I imagine it's similar to split boarding when I'm in split mode. It's attached to the toes. So that's cool. Yeah, guys, try something new this year if you haven't already. Red says, I think the slow start, then a couple of decent storms added to the parking woes this season. Yeah. Yep. I think so too. Oh, we might be making an appearance from a little furry friend here. We have a cat who has entered the studio. Maybe not. We'll see what he does. What was I gonna say? Where were we? Just want to make sure. Oh, there's a butt. There's a butt and a tail. Come here, you. All right. He'll make an appearance. Guys, say hi to Bodie. And then we'll kick him out. All right, Bodie. You made your hi. Okay, we're back. Without having Saul here, I decided to leave the door open because I didn't want him scratching at the door. But is what it is. He made his little cameo appearance. All right. Did I miss anything? Okay, we're talking about PC Local Pass, Epic Pass. What else? Slow start to the season, then a couple, decent storms added the parking woes. Luke, what's up, Luke Eccleston? Hey, sorry I missed the last couple live streams. Glad to be back. No worries, dude. Yeah, I was wondering where you're at, but it's good to hear from you. It's okay. We all have life, you know. Yeah, how you been, Luke? Ferb Jr. last year was a complete joke for commuting. Yeah, it was. Yeah, last year Ferb was at Solitude. Traffic and just getting up to the mountain was rough last year. I guess that's what you mean by a joke. It was pretty rough. Flacky, I'm living in Missouri. The land of the flat, definitely. Came home to take care of family and had a daughter, I think you're saying. But I'm headed to Salt Lake February 27th for a week to ride the bird. Nice. Congrats on your daughter. Very cool. And Saturday, February 27th. Dude, let's catch a lap while you're here if I can. Looking for Airbnbs right now. So stoked. Awesome. Right on, man. Looking for Airbnbs. You should talk to Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp. He probably knows every Airbnb up and down the whole state. He and Rav and Yannick stayed in like a dozen different Airbnbs, it sounds like, just like checking out different areas all over Salt Lake and further up north in Ogden and Park City. But cool. That's exciting, man. Hope you find a good one. And I hope you get some good snow when you're here. Yeah, it'll be good for you to be back. Devin says, I've been good. The bird has been pretty slow this last week. I'm sure it has. You got some videos cooking. Would you ever do a stream showing how you edit them? I've never considered doing a live stream about how I edit them. It's an interesting idea. It might be more challenging to show like the software I'm using. I guess I could screen share. But I've thought about doing a video or maybe a series of videos on my workflow and start to finish, like how I make videos, including how I film them, all the settings I use, and then how to edit them and, my whole process. But it seems like there hasn't been a ton of interest. Every time I've put out like a poll asking people if they want to see that, it seems to be the least requested thing. But I've never considered doing a live stream showing that process. Yeah, I don't know. I do think like a tutorial video would be more comprehensive and faster and more like easy to follow. It'd be more interesting too than a live stream. A live stream, I mean, I could show you like a section of something that I'm working on, I guess. It takes me a long time to put a video out. It would be a very, very long stream if I did the whole thing, but that's an interesting thought. I'll have to mull it over and think about it. But if you're interested in me just making some content, showing more behind the scenes of how I edit and make stuff, let me know as well. Yeah, that's something maybe I should revisit because I haven't considered doing that in a while. Red says last season was epic snow-wise. Yeah, it was a hard one to beat for sure. Yeah, in every way, shape, and form possible. Like all kinds of records broken last season. Yeah, and it was crazy how just like it was few and far between having sunny, like grimmer days. You know, the norm was just riding deep powder and storm days. So that was wild. It was awesome, but I'm kind of okay with the change up this year from last season. Eric says, I've never felt worse at anything than when I try skiing in split mode. I know the feeling, dude. Yeah. I like to rag on skiing, saying it's easier than snowboarding. But if you haven't done it in a while, yeah. Whenever I'm in split mode and I get like a little bit of a downhill section, it definitely feels less in control than I think it should. And it's like learning something new again, even if you've skied before and you're not incompetent on it. That's definitely something I think all split boarders could do to get better. Just practice a little more in split mode. That's funny. Anna, what's up, Anna? I haven't seen you in forever. Love to see you thriving, doing what you love. That's awesome. Hope you and the family are doing well. Thank you. Yeah, we sure are, Anna. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, I hope you're doing well down in Florida with your mom. Anna was a friend of ours back in Baltimore when we were living there. So cool to hear from you, Anna. Yeah, Anna Celica is in Baltimore right now on a work trip for a couple days. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. Jacob says $500 early. Okay, for the Epic local pass at Park City. I got for $800 last minute. Okay, that's not terrible, but definitely, I guess it pays to get it early. It's not hard to take the bus to Snowbird because I live close to the historic Sandy Station. Okay. Yeah. But you're not like in Park City, just like, driving up to the mountain, I guess. So that makes sense. Jacob says, good work grinding this season, man. Love your content. Thank you, dude. That means a lot. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we tried to step it up a little bit more this season. This week, I'm a little bummed. It's like the first week, I think, all season that I'm only doing one upload. I've been doing two, and then the live chats on Wednesdays. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're stoked on it. I'm glad you guys appreciate the hard work. Yeah. Gonna keep going, and who knows, maybe I'll find a way to do more than 2 uploads a week. Steven says, what's up from Colorado? Sweet. Another Rado boy. Yeah, don't take all our snow in this snowstorm, okay? And we won't take all yours. Deal? We can all share it between Colorado and Utah. Speaking of Colorado, Roland, who was in the last live chat, and he was in a video earlier this season. He's in Colorado right now, and he offered for me to come in and crash at his Airbnb which would have been awesome, but I couldn't quite swing it this week, especially with Celica going out of town and all. But it was very tempting, so I got close to venturing that way. Flacky says, do you use temperature-specific wax or all temp this time of year? I pretty much use all temp, like 70, 80% of the time. I just use like that Hurdle hot sauce, I think it's called. They sell it on Amazon. It's like a big brick you can get. It's pretty cheap. It's all temp. I find it's great in most conditions. If it's like bitter cold and the snow is like squeaky, then I notice it's not the fastest. So that's like the one time I wish I had a better cold temp wax. But I really don't bust out the spring temperature wax or graphite until like April. Now maybe if I was up on the mountain today with it getting as warm as it did, I might have thrown some of that on there. I wasn't though. But yeah, typically just all temp wax is fine. Yeah, I think if I left further up north, like Canada, it would definitely rock a very low temperature wax. Because that stuff's only good in like mid-20s, I'd say, coldest. And then, yeah, it seems to get sticky and actually kind of slow down if it's colder than that. But it doesn't usually get that much colder here. Steven Ziegler says, February gonna dump. Yeah, that's right. I love the optimism. We got that. He says, deal. Yeah, okay. Agreed. Handshake. We will share the wealth. We will share the bounty this season between Colorado and Utah. And maybe we'll send a little bit of leftovers out to the east for those guys. Maybe. I know the east really needs it. Eric says he doesn't need wax. He's got that lunar base glide. Yeah, right. It's true. Fastest bases in the game, guys. That centered 500 base is amazing. It's so durable too. Like it's super fast and very hard, for lack of a better term. It's just, it takes a beating. I think I've only gotten, I want to say, one core shot on my dark side, and I've got almost 2 seasons on it now, which is nuts. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've hit rocks and like smashed through things, and I just look at the bottom and there's just a little bit of like a dent or like a surface scrape, and then just give it a base grind and it's back to like factory new again. But yeah, super fast. Speaking of Austin, he was hoping to jump in on this live chat tonight, but he is in the middle of pressing a board right now. So I'm not sure if it's a custom order for one of you guys or if it's just another board like on the assembly line, so to speak, so that he has a few ready to go. But it's probably a custom job, that's my guess. Maybe yours, Red, but Red, you would know better than I do if he's pressed it yet, because they're probably sending you picture updates and stuff. But he sent me one photo and it did look like a warp, so I don't know. Maybe it's Red's. Maybe. Yeah. I'm sure they'll send you a picture if they haven't already, once it's pressed. Where were we? Yeah. Oh yeah, all the way down to the bottom. Whatever snow you don't need in Utah or Colorado, send it east. Okay, we'll do. Can we send you like the faceted weak layer that we got way back in the beginning of the season? We'll send that to you guys if you want it. Okay. No, we should send you better snow than that. Yeah, you guys need it, definitely. Derek says we need a miracle on Tahoe. Man, how bad is it right now? Yeah, you guys just getting rained on? I heard there's a bunch of rain out that way. Also, man, what's going on with Palisades? Like there was that inbounds avalanche that somebody died in, a few weeks ago, and then I heard some article saying that there was an employee at Palisades that was like shot and killed or something. Man, it sounds like Palisades is just having a very rough time. And then yeah, your conditions probably are not doing the best either right now in Tahoe. Red says my warp. Yep, I might be. It might be, buddy. Faki says, on getting an Airbnb, should I get next to historic, I guess you're saying historic Sandy Station, and rent an eco car, or get an SUV and expect I can park up there? If you're going to be driving in the snow at all, I would not recommend an eco car, but I wouldn't recommend an SUV either unless you get chains for it. Because it's hard to say what kind of tires are going to be on the SUV, and driving up the canyon with just an SUV that's got all seasons is better than like, a small little coupe or something, but the tires make all the difference, unless you throw some chains on it. And legally speaking, the traction law, when that's in effect, means you have to have winter tires and all-wheel drive, or you have to have chains on the vehicle. Sorry, I know it doesn't help a ton, but I'd recommend trying to get an Airbnb close to the bus line. You can look up UDOT, and they'll have the bus lines. And honestly, that's probably a better route to go because the buses will drive in any conditions. They have chains that deploy with the push of a button while they're driving, which is super awesome if the road gets super sketchy. They're like one of the most reliable things for getting up if the roads get gnarly and the weather's bad. That's probably what I would do if I was visiting, honestly. Try to get a place close to the bus lines. I know it doesn't help if you want to travel around besides riding and, explore parts of the valley or Park City or something. But maybe you could save some money on a rental car, getting something cheaper that you're not worried about driving up the canyon, and then just take the buses or a shuttle service. There's like a Canyons shuttle service as well. That's like $10, I think, round trip. At least I've heard it is. And they'll get you up and down too, with priority, I believe, even on a canyon closure day. Hope that helps. Eric Vanderarm says, worried about another weak layer after it's been so warm. I know. It's not going to be as long of a stretch, but it's been very warm. But the good thing is this storm, I think, is supposed to come in right side up, meaning it's coming in wet and dense starting tomorrow. And then hopefully finishing cold and dry. So hopefully all the new snow bonds to everything that's like melted over the last few days. But I just hope it doesn't get super cold overnight tonight and harden like a rock. But even if it does and the snow comes in really heavy and dense, hopefully it bonds well and we don't get like a really nasty faceted weak layer. Yeah, so think good thoughts there. So yeah, Red says Sam has been great. If you are on the fence, just pull the trigger with Lunar. Whole experience has been top notch thus far. Awesome, dude. And you haven't even gotten the board yet. So that's a true testament to Lunar and Sam and Austin. Yeah, they're both awesome. And you're gonna love the board, dude. I know you are. I love the board already, and I've only seen like bits and pieces of it. Angry Comics says more cat. You hear that, Bodie? Come on back. We need Bodie to come in for another appearance. Maybe we'll try to let him come in every once in a while, and the chat's going forward. That's hilarious. Yeah, he loves jumping up on the desk when I'm working, so it won't be hard to do. Excuse me, guys. We're going to keep this going until 9 o'clock my time, which is in about 9 minutes. So if you got any more questions pertaining to the rest of the season, any gear questions, anything you guys want to see from me, definitely throw those in the comments. Yeah. Derek says rain all the time, sharks everywhere, talking about the Northwest. Man, taking a third trip back to Utah in a couple of weeks. Only way to save my season. Dang. That's awful to hear, man. You guys had a pretty epic season last season, but we had a better season. Sorry to hear that. That sucks. Yeah. Rain all the time, sharks everywhere. Jeez. No bueno. Red says, do all-terrain tires work well in the canyon? Just curious. I find all-terrains are better than all seasons in my experience. Curious what others think. I've never had all-terrain tires. I think Austin has all-terrains on his Toyota Tacoma. I could be wrong. I wish he was here. I would ask him, but I imagine they are better. I've never actually owned a pair though, so I can't say. But they probably are. I just don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if you're going to get a tire like that on a rental SUV. I mean, you could try asking, but I feel like anybody you contact at a car rental place is going to be clueless. Good question. Yeah, I'm curious too. Eric says all-terrain tires are okay if you have all-wheel drive / four-wheel drive, but snows are really much better because the runner compound is much better in the cold. And there you go. Makes sense to me. Yeah. Ferb Jr. says double backy. Is that what you want to see this season? Oh, man. RIP board progression. 2017 to 2024. Attempted double backy. Come visit my grave, okay, guys? I mean, maybe if we set up a backcountry jump big enough somewhere on a fresh day, maybe. But I don't know. I've got next to zero desire to do a double. I just want to get more consistent with backflips, just straight singles. What's wrong with singles? Yeah. I'd rather throw a huge, like laid out, like slow single than break my neck or worse on a double. I mean, again, if it's like a perfect deep blower day and I can land on my head and not die, maybe I'd hook a double. I've done them into the foam pit at Woodward and got them around like to my feet with, I'd want to say no problem, but throwing them into the foam and throwing them on snow, even in POW, is two different things. Man, there's just so many videos of people overshooting or undershooting doubles. All right, Ferb. I want to see the clip of you throwing one, and then I'll do it. Deal? Let's make it happen. Dave says, yes, take the bus when it gets nuts. Or if you're going solo, yeah. Stress-free, and they drop you off right up front, like at the Bird. Yeah, that is another perk of it. You know, you don't have to walk through a huge parking lot or wait for a shuttle in the parking lot. Oh, excuse me. I need to get to bed in a little bit, guys. It sounds like Yeah, they drop you off right at the front of the center or right at Creekside, which is really convenient at the Bird. And even at Brighton and Solitude, they put you really close, like right by the lodge. So that's nice too. Yeah, I haven't taken the bus in a long time, but I'm kind of feeling like I should again soon. Yeah, bus is definitely the move, I think, if you're visiting, and then you don't have to worry about um, focusing on the road and being white knuckle, especially if it's sketchy and snowing. You can just kind of relax and maybe take a nap or listen to a good podcast or chat with the person next to you. And you can take it with other people too. You don't have to be going solo. I did it like the whole 2 seasons that I worked at the Bird. I would often just go up by myself for work. Super efficient, but you can do it with other people as well. Yeah. Camera Boy says at Red, I have ATs on my Subi. Better than all seasons in the snow, but dedicated winter tires are better. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Derek says, I lived in Utah last year, so going from Utah to Tahoe this year, no bueno. Ooh. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, it sounds like this was the wrong season to make that move if you had a choice, but you probably didn't have a choice, I'm guessing. Or maybe you did. But yeah, that's a bummer, man. I'm sorry. Sounds like the conditions that I just had all the time growing up in Maryland, driving up to southern Pennsylvania. Rain and rocks everywhere and ice. We had a lot of ice. Ferb says yes before you're too old. Buddy, that ship has sailed a long time ago, I think. I am too old. 41, and man, like halfway through 41, going to be 42 before we know it. It's just speeding up, guys, getting closer and closer to death. No, I'm just kidding. I think I want to say that my best years are ahead of me, and it sounds cliche, but I really believe that. Yeah, the question is like, how old is too old to recover if you get wrecked? I don't want to be in the hospital and have permanent injuries or worse. Let me know how many 41-year-olds do you guys know who do double backies? I mean, I'm sure there's some pros out there, but let me know. Flacky says, "Sweet Dan and Dave. I think that's the plan. Bus it is. Yeah, bus it. Sweet. Yeah, dude. Awesome. Yeah, get a place that's like near a bus stop. You'll be stoked. Save on gas. Yeah, and it's pretty cheap if you don't have a pass. If you have an Epic pass, an Icon pass, it's free. And if you have a local season pass to any of those, it's free also. But it's pretty cheap too. Just make sure you bring cash. I think they only take cash. But again, all that's going to be on the UDOT website. Red says thanks. Flacky says thanks, guys. Yep. Derek says once the snowpack is better, more backcountry content would be great, and gear you have for the backcountry. Awesome. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. I really want to get into the backcountry as soon as it gets safer. The way this season's going, based on seasons past when we've had a sketchy snowpack, I think by late February, things will start to settle down maybe. Or if we have a stretch like we had this week. Unfortunately, I was just really busy working on the sponsored video this week. And Celica had a pretty crazy schedule too, getting ready to head out of town. So I had my hands full at home. But if it wasn't for that, this week would have been probably a good time to get into the backcountry. Although I did see somebody sent me, one of you guys sent me a slide somebody had in Big Cottonwood under Olympus, I want to say. So it's not great right now, but if we get a long stretch in between storms, and I'm talking like at least a week, then the backcountry can get a little safer. So good to hear that. I want to get back out there too. I got some fresh glue for my skins, so need to get back on the split board. Austin's been talking about doing some touring as well, so we'll make that happen. And yeah, we can do a video that shows the gear a little bit more as well. I've got Union Expedition FC forged carbon bindings right now. Still got the Jones Mountain Twin split, and I've got verts, which have been awesome. I've even had some days where I preferred the verts and a solid board to my split, but we will get on that. We will get on some content for you. Definitely. All right, guys, it's 9:02, so I will try to get in the last few comments. If you have anything else to ask, drop them. Also, if you want to drop a super chat, drop that too. That would be appreciated, but no pressure. Give me your money. Just kidding. I appreciate you guys, and I'm happy that you're here. What else we got? Eric says, oh wait, I missed a couple, sorry. Yeah, Red says, I'm on AS and considering ATs. My wife's Outback has ATs and has been stellar thus far. Nice. Ferb says, I'll go first on the double back key. Let me check my life insurance first. Yeah, I need to beef up my life insurance policy too, I think, before I throw the double. That's a good idea. All board, no breaks in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you again. Glad you're able to catch the chat. We are going to wrap it up soon. Flacky says, what did you do at the Bird? I taught snowboarding. I was a level 1 certified snowboard instructor at the Bird for 2 seasons. And I taught back east in Pennsylvania for 2 seasons before that. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I really liked the people that I was with. Made some lifelong friendships there. People like Alex. I met him through teaching. Otto and Ari, all those guys. Brian, I met them through teaching at the Bird. So it was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. But my true passion is shredding and making content for you guys. I enjoy it way more than teaching people, honestly, even though I liked teaching people as well. And we got a super chat. Sick. Thank you so much from Flacky. See you in Utah. You. Awesome, dude. Yeah, hit me up on Instagram if you're on Instagram when you're here, and let me know what day and where you'll be riding, like the day of or the day before. And if I can make it out, I will try to make it out. No promises, but I will try to get a lap with you if I can. And that is your 5th super chat on a live stream, it's saying. That's cool. Awesome, dude. Yeah. Oh, we got another one coming in. Dude, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Derek says, let's go. Yeah, boys. We got a $10 super chat and a $5 super chat. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. That helps cover lunch and a little bit of gas, I'd say, or a little bit of gas getting up to the mountain if I'm going to drive. So, and that covers a heck of a lot of bus rides, by the way. So thank you, guys. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. We'll try to wrap up the last few comments. Yeah, thank you, guys. That's so awesome. Cameron made it. What's up? Cameron Homeras. Glad to see you in here again, dude. Red says, I started snowboarding at 43. So, yeah, man. That's awesome, dude. Red, how long have you been riding? I'm not going to ask how old you are. I'll just ask how long have you been snowboarding? Eric says, you'd be the first 41-year-old I know to do a double. Talking about double backies. I would also be the first 41-year-old I know to do double backies, other than like a pro, maybe. Yeah. Like I said, I'm sure there's some pro snowboarders out there in their 40s. T Rice comes to mind. I'm sure T Rice can probably throw a double. No backies here, says Red. Absher says, so I'm making my first trip to Utah in 3 weeks. Icon holder, advanced rider with over 30 years on the board. Nice. I'm from Colorado, so I'm no stranger to big terrain. My question is Brighton or Snowbird? If you're no question to big terrain and you like big, aggressive, challenging terrain, it's Snowbird. Definitely Snowbird is the place to be. Snowbird is gonna give you the most steep technical terrains, cliffs if you like them, and you can haul ass going super fast down some really steep stuff. And if it snows and it's deep, there's really nothing like the steep terrain for deep fresh snow. Brighton is a heck of a lot of fun, but I like to say Brighton is a little bit more mellow, even flatter in some sections, but it has some very steep and like gnarly stuff sprinkled in on those more intermediate areas, like some really awesome cliffs and stuff, and some steep sections kind of in the side country, but it does have some flat zones. So that would be my suggestion. But if you like playful and you just want to have the whole mountain be like a terrain park to get playful on, and like looking for side hits and stuff, Brighton's the move. At home literacy. Oh, we got another super chat. We got another super chat from Dave FS. Dude, thank you. 20 bones. You pray for some more snow. Heck yeah. First super chat on the live stream too. Dude, thank you. You guys are awesome. That means a lot. Yeah, we are definitely praying for more snow. Flacky says Dave is cool. Yes, Dave is the man. Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, praying for more snow. And dude, thank you. That's huge. Really appreciate it, guys. Like I said, this season has been a little bit challenging with Google AdSense on YouTube not coming through like it has in the past. So every little bit counts. Really appreciate the 5, the 10, and now the 20. You guys are awesome. Just like one outdoing another, one after the other. I know I said we were wrapping this up, but man, I want to keep this going because you guys are awesome. You're throwing some awesome questions in, so we'll get to the last couple, okay? At home literacy, the wifey says, looking at your oldest brother, that's true, still doing triathlons in his 60s. I think you got plenty of riding years still in you. Oh, yeah, I think she's right. It's true. I've got a oldest brother in his 60s, mid 60s, so he may be like late 60s now. Half brother doing triathlons. He's the man, and he's shredded, by the way. Like, he puts me to shame. He's got a 6-pack, and he's just absolutely shredded. But yeah, got some good genes there. My dad was always young for his age, and my mom, for that matter, she's young for her age. Appreciate that, babe, and you keep me young too. Dave says, Flacky, you got it. And Dan, you're in your prime in 40s. Definitely, dude. I couldn't agree more. I'm turning 55 this year and still pushing it. That's awesome. Heck yeah. Love it, dude. Yeah, and I got homies like Donovan and Michael George who are in their 50s, and they are crushing it. Hope Donovan doesn't mind me saying that, or Mike. But yeah, dude, I'm stoked. Yeah, 40s, the new 20, I'm going to say. Absher says, I'm 49, so I don't hit the park or big jumps anymore. I hear you, dude. I hear you, man. I went through my oh my at Brighton last week, and I hit the first 2 jumps, and I got scared in the last one. I was like, but I know I can still do it. I just got to commit to the speed and hit the transition. If you don't hit tranny, then yeah, I'm sure at 49 you'll feel it, and I'm feeling it at 41. But yeah, if we take care of our joints, guys, and slather up some CB days, that helps a ton. But no, if we take care of our joints, there's no reason to not be riding into our 60s easily, I think. Camera Boy says, I retired my park skis at 36. I hear you, man. I hear you. But I'm 41 and I'm still getting in the park. I'm not throwing like 7s off the jumps or, backies off the jumps in the park, but can still get in there. Just got to be more calculated with what we do and pick our days. I think that's the most important thing, right? For me, riding park now, if it's bulletproof, forget it. But if it's like a slushy spring day or the snow is like even somewhat forgiving in the wintertime, I'll get in there and mess around a little bit. Ferb says, I like Brighton best, but if you want steeps in the bird's word, yep, I agree. That's definitely the case. Ab says, cheers. James, what's up? Just joined, was working. I'm sorry, dude. Thanks for dropping in, man. I really appreciate you being here to say hi. James also says, smash the like button. Definitely, guys. What are we at? We're at 16 likes. Can I like this myself? It won't let me like it. Let's get a couple more likes if you guys haven't hit the like button yet. It says there's 24 people watching. There we go. 17. Can we get up to 18, 19, maybe 20? Yeah, sweet. All right. Appreciate you guys so much. Thanks, James. We'll be doing another one next Wednesday, guys. We'll be doing another live chat next Wednesday. Phobos, what's up? Says, this is my first season snowboarding ever. Got a season pass. What would you recommend as your favorite double black run at the Bird? Probably Great Scott. Yeah, I'd say Great Scott off the Cirque is amazing, especially if you can get it fresh, top to bottom. It's so fun. It can be a little spicy getting into in the top, so be careful coming in either from the first Cirque entry or coming in through Silver Fox Gate at the top right under the tram line and then coming around into it. That can be spicy as well with a lot of rocks. But if you're capable and you don't mind that, or you can have somebody show you the way in if you haven't done it yet, Great Scott. I would just talk to a local and say like, hey, can you show me how to get to Great Scott? Yeah, super fun. I also love anything off Baldy, honestly, if you do a hike for Baldy. There's a bunch of double blacks coming down. What is it underneath the Pyramid Rock? I can't think of the name of that shoulder off the top of my head. It's going to come to me later. But yeah, I do Great Scott. Season 3, still a noob compared to this group, but loving it. Nice, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty good for getting into in your 30s and you're 3 seasons in. That's sick, dude. Very cool. Still plenty of time, plenty of life left. Dave is cool. Yes, he is. All board, no breaks. What are some good places to eat at in Salt Lake City? My favorite pizza place is The Pie, spelled P-I, like math joke, The Pie. There's a great place called Cliff Dining Pub that Selk and I go to a lot. That's in Draper. Really good fish and chips, like better than should be for Salt Lake City, like amazing fish and chips. They've got pretty good sushi and a bunch of other things too. There's also a cool place called the Garage that has a ton of like car memorabilia inside, like actual like race cars and stuff. The food's not amazing. It's like average, I've been told, but it's a cool environment. Yeah. Oh, Lone Star Tacos, really good tacos and burritos in Cottonwood Heights. Yeah, that's all I got for right now. Hope that helps. At Home Literacy says all border breaks. Yeah, look at that. Lone Star Tacos. Buy pizza. Oh, and Spitz. Yeah, Spitz is a really good like casual counter service place. Kind of like, I don't know. I was gonna say like a Chipotle, but it's not like that. It's like counter service, right? But really good food. Greek like street food. They've got street cart fries, they call it. The street cart fries are awesome. There's a number of good Greek places here actually. But yeah, that's one. Flacky says the best meatball sandwich in the world was downtown at a place called Musachi's or something like that. Interesting. All right. Sounds good. Jacob says check out Knees Over Toes Guy. Yeah, definitely Knees Over Toes Guy has some good input. Walking backwards on a treadmill, dude, like has definitely strengthened the knees, or up a hill. That's been really good. I don't have, a gym membership where you can use like the weight machines where you're walking backwards, pulling weight, but walking backwards on a treadmill has been really good for knees. But he's got a ton of good info for sure. Flacky says Mesa's Middle Eastern is good in Sugar House. Awesome. Mesas, I think is how you pronounce it. Jacob says the YouTube channel Knees Over Toes Guy. Yeah, he's got Instagram account that I've seen from time to time, but I didn't realize he's got a YouTube. That makes sense. Yeah. He's got a really good regime that helps strengthen your knees and get more mobility. Dusty Allen, Jacob, he's the best. I utilize a lot of his stuff as a personal trainer. Sweet. Very cool. And Digital SED says, are you riding tomorrow and where? I am trying to decide. I'm like up to the last minute trying to decide whether or not I'm going to ride tomorrow. I think I will. I think I'll get out for a few laps in the morning, but I heard the best snow conditions are going to be Friday probably, and maybe Saturday. So if I ride tomorrow, I will probably head up to the Bird just for a few laps early morning, just to get the legs back, because I haven't ridden in like a week, honestly, which is bad for me. So right now I'm like 60% decided, but if I do, I will end up at the Bird, and I will try to post on Instagram if I'm going to be there. Camera Boy says May have retired park skis at 36, but started mountain biking at 39. Wow. That's more impact than skiing, isn't it? More consequential if you slam too, but awesome, dude. And now Telly at 40. There you go. Still plenty of ways to wake up bruised. Yeah. Yep. As long as we're just waking up bruised and not broken, right? That's all that matters. That's good. Phobo says, what about best runs at the Bird when visibility sucks? Super cloudy. GAD 2. GAD 2 and yeah, GAD 2. If it's super cloudy, poor visibility, flat light, avoid mineral basin, like the plague. Peruvian area can have some okay sections, but like the circ isn't great when visibility sucks. But mostly GAD Valley, like even GAD Zoom, but GAD 2 is going to have like the most fun trees and stuff when it's cloudy. Flacky says, you have a small child, you should go to bed. Yeah, I should. Only a couple more comments. I keep saying that. I just want to get to them all. And then, yeah, we'll get some rest. He's already in bed, though. Mark, what's up, Mark Torres? Winter breaks. If you're looking for a nice sit-down restaurant, Harbor Seafood and Steak in Mill Creek is extremely good. Sweet. I haven't tried that. I'm always on the lookout for a good seafood place in Salt Lake because good seafood is hard to come by in this landlocked state. He says, thinking of Moochies. Jacob says, any plans to hit the Beaver again? Yes, definitely planning on hitting Beaver again. I've been waiting to hear back from, what's his name? This happened to me last live chat as well. The ski patroller who runs their social media. SoPal is his Instagram handle. I'm waiting to hear back from him about conditions and when's the best time to head up there. Also, I'm waiting to hear back from Mark, my good friend at Snow Basin, on when to hit up Snow Basin, because he said he's going to try to get us early ups where we can go to Snow Basin for like an hour before anybody else, before the lifts are open to the public. So that would be sick. But yes, I am definitely trying to get back to Beaver. I've been holding off on doing the Beaver review video because I want to get one more take on Beaver when it's like good POW conditions. So last comment, guys. Mark Torres maybe was inside office building in the city. Okay, referring to Moochies. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to wrap this up. We've been going for like an hour and 20 minutes. And yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, especially the super chats coming in. Really helpful, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, each and every one of you. If you've watched any of the videos, if you've dropped any comments, just your overall support. Thank you for being here in this live chat. It means a lot. It really does, guys. You're all awesome. And like I said, we're doing another one in a week. You're welcome. Thanks. What's up, Talon? We're wrapping it up, but glad you're in here. And yeah, guys, pray for snow. If you have any more comments or questions that you think of, try to reach out to me on Instagram, and I will get back to you or drop a comment on any of my videos, or comments in the community post that I make as well. That's another place that you can comment. All right, guys. Love you all. Thanks so much for being here, and keep progressing. We'll see you very soon. You.